ever had that lingering question? Is she into me or is this just a game? Well, my friend, let's get one thing straight. Not every flirtatious glance means genuine interest. Some women, whether they realize it or not, are playing a psychological game that dates back to one of the oldest tricks in the book, something psychologists call Rapo. What most guys don't realize is that these signals aren't always about attraction. Sometimes they're about power, attention, or simply the thrill of the chase. So, how do you know if she's flirting for real or just pulling you into a game? Here are 8 telltale signs she's playing a game of Rapo. Sign 1, hot and cold behavior. You know that moment when she's all over you, super flirty, giving you her full attention, and then poof, she's gone, acting distant. Hot one moment, cold the next. If she's blowing hot and cold, it's a classic sign of Rapo. In Eric Berne's Games People Play, this game is all about testing your emotional reactions, getting you hooked, and then pulling away to see if you'll chase. She's essentially playing emotional tug-of-war, giving you just enough attention to keep you on the line, but never enough to fully reel you in. The thrill of it? It's not about you, it's about the reaction she gets from you. It's like she's thinking, how much can I make him want me without giving him anything real? If you're feeling like you're on a roller coaster, it's not because she's unsure about her feelings, she's using your reactions to keep the game alive. Sign 2, excessive flattery, but little depth. Here's another sign you're in the game. Over-the-top compliments that don't quite match the connection. Sure, we all love a little flattery, but when a woman is laying it on thick, talking about how amazing you are or how she's never met someone like you, it can be a sign she's more into the drama of the situation than she is into you. In the world of Rapo, these exaggerated compliments are her way of setting the bait. She knows the ego boost will make you feel good, and once you're hooked, she might pull back emotionally, leaving you craving that validation again. What most guys don't realize is that it's all part of the act. It's a way to keep you interested without investing anything real on her part. And here's the kicker. Once you start seeking her approval or trying to live up to that flattery, you've fallen deeper into the game. Sign 3, frequent physical touch with mixed signals. Let's talk about body language for a second. One of the most confusing things guys encounter is physical touch. You know the type. She brushes your arm, stands a little too close, maybe even touches your leg under the table. But when you try to move the conversation towards something more real or ask her out, she backs off. This isn't an accident. It's all part of the Rapo strategy. In Games People Play, physical touch is one of the most powerful nonverbal tools to signal interest. Except in this case, it's not interest in you. It's the reaction she's after. The touch is a subtle way to pull you in, make you think there's potential for something more. But when it comes to actually moving things forward, suddenly the vibe shifts. Here's what most guys don't realize. That touch wasn't an invitation. It was a test to see if you'll chase. And if you do, congratulations, you're now playing her game. Sign 4, flirting in front of others, but not when you're alone. This one's sneaky. You're at a party or out with friends, and she's flirting hard when there's an audience, laughing at your jokes, making sure she's touching your arm, and giving all the signals. But then, when it's just the two of you, the energy dies down. What gives? This is classic Rapo in action. When there's a crowd, her game ramps up because she's not just playing with you. She's also playing to the audience. In this context, you're part of a larger game designed to make her look desirable and interesting in front of others. It's about the attention, not the connection. Theatrics. Eric Berne pointed this out in his analysis of social games. Flirting isn't always about the person in front of you. Sometimes it's about the image that flirtation projects. The reason things fizzle out in private, the game's not fun without an audience. Sign 5, she brings up other guys casually. One of the biggest signs you're caught in a game is when she mentions other guys. Not in a direct, I'm dating someone kind of way, but more in passing, talking about how so-and-so at work flirts with her, or how a guy at the bar bought her a drink last weekend. Here's the thing. When she's genuinely into you, other guys don't even come into the conversation. But in a Rapo, the goal is to keep you on edge. It's a subtle power play. By mentioning other men, she's creating a sense of competition without actually committing to anyone. It's a mind game designed to make you think you need to try harder or prove yourself, but the truth is, the finish line keeps moving. What most guys don't realize is that this move isn't accidental. She's planting seeds of insecurity, seeing how far she can push without actually giving you a real shot. Sign 6, she keeps the conversation superficial. Ever notice how, despite all the flirting, your conversations never seem to get below the surface? You're left talking about safe, non-committal topics, like TV shows or what's going on in the news. But when you try to dig a little deeper, asking about her life, her interests, or her plans, the answers get vague or the subject changes quickly. This is a huge red flag in the world of Rapo. In games people play, one of the key moves in the game is to keep things playful but distant, steering clear of anything that might create real emotional intimacy. The game thrives on mystery and allure, not connection. The moment things get real, the magic of the game starts to crumble. What most guys don't realize is that keeping things shallow is a way to avoid genuine vulnerability. She's not interested in letting you in because the game isn't about you, it's about the thrill she gets from flirting. The less you know about the real her, the easier it is to keep you at arm's length while still keeping you interested. So, if you find yourself stuck in an endless loop of small talk, you might just be another player in her game. Sign 7. She loves playing the damsel in distress. Ever notice how she's always just in need of a little help? Maybe it's something small, like asking you to fix her phone or help her carry something, but it happens all the time. If you're always stepping in to rescue her, you might be caught in a classic Rapo move known as the damsel in distress. In Eric Berne's work, this is one of the most manipulative roles someone can play. By positioning herself as needing your help, she creates a scenario where you feel like the hero. And let's be honest, guys love to feel like they're saving the day. But here's the catch. She's not actually helpless. This is about making you feel needed, all while keeping the dynamic of the game alive. The more you rescue her, the more she can pull you deeper into the game. It's important to recognize that in a genuine relationship, a woman won't constantly be setting up situations where she needs to be saved. If she's always calling you to help with every little thing but never seems to be around when you need her, it's not about needing help, it's about playing the role. What most guys don't realize is that this dynamic keeps you coming back for more, all while keeping things strictly in the realm of a fun little game rather than a real connection. Sign 8. She's only the life of the party in public. Now, for our final sign, and this one's a biggie, she's always the life of the party, but only when there's a crowd. You've probably seen it. In social settings, she's magnetic, flirting, laughing, working the room like she's the star of the show. She makes sure everyone notices her, especially you. But then, when it's just the two of you, that energy disappears. She's distant, uninterested, or maybe just plain hard to connect with. This is the ultimate Rapo power move, as described in Games People Play by Eric Berne. She's playing the role of the party girl, where the thrill comes from public performance. The bigger the crowd, the more she amps up the charm. It's not about connecting with you, it's about putting on a show. When there's an audience, she's in her element, soaking up attention from all sides. But when you're alone, the game falls flat because the excitement was never about you. It was about the reaction she could stir up. What most guys don't realize is that the social setting is her playground. In private, there's no audience, no attention to compete for, and suddenly, the flirtatious act fades away. So, if her energy shifts dramatically from being the center of attention in public to barely engaging with you in private, you're probably just a piece in her performance, not a real romantic interest. If these signs hit close to home, you're definitely not alone. Recognizing the game is the first step to staying ahead. And hey, if today's video gave you some clarity, show a little love and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to After School Psychology. We've got plenty more insights coming your way to help you decode the subtle signals women send. Until next time, keep your head in the game. But remember, not every game is worth playing.